Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Thanks for clicking on it. I'm sure I know why you clicked on it. It's because I want to talk about my recap, I guess, race recap on Ultra Pirineu. I'll try to remember everything, and I've made this video one day after, so I managed to get some sleep finally. I got 10 hours of sleep last night and it was super nice, and I feel really great and very happy and very proud of myself, and yeah, it's been a great experience. So without going into too much details and such, or maybe I do go into too much details, but just enjoy watching the video hopefully. And if you're not subscribed already, please hit subscribe, it really does help. Anyway, so yeah, starting on the finish line, exactly, well they are next to each other, but it was a 5:30 a.m. start. And the feeling on that start line, oh my gosh, I cannot explain it, but it really, my hair was standing on the ends, and it was just, I was just so kind of like excited. And you know that when you're in this kind of landscape like around here, that it's going to be a big journey, and it's going to be like an adventure of anything, because you're climbing up to mountains, up to the top. You know, I think actually I was there at some point, and that's really something that's amazing. And yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, the first climb I decided to take it really easy. I was here last year, I didn't finish it unfortunately for many reasons which I've explained it before. But this time I decided with my race plan was kind of take it up to Gossol, which is 58 kilometers. It was a 94-kilometer race. I was going to take it easy to that point. And the first climb is like kind of the biggest, because it's like almost 2,000 meters and it's just pure straight uphill from the get-go. I took it nice and easy, let people go past, I don't mind, and I felt great. I had lots of power in my legs, I felt really good, and that feeling continued all the way up until at least 35 kilometers. I was just so surprised. I was like strong, I was feeling great, you know, no muscular fatigue, no cramping, no blisters, hot spots or anything. But then I think like around kilometer 35 to 40, you know, it's something when you plant a seed, it can grow, and I was thinking to myself like, this feeling of how good I'm feeling can't last. And I planted that seed in my mind, and it was just, I was just battling it. I was waiting for that moment for when I was gonna not feel good. And yeah, maybe that was the start of it, but, or maybe that was, I don't know, conjuncture, is it the right word? But I think from about kilometer 40, I started to have like a few like stomach pains. So I was like taking in at the aid stations, I was having lots of nice fresh fruit, bananas and such, and then I think the combination of, you know, these sports drinks and lots of all these other things, you know, very mixture of foods, you know, potatoes to bananas to peanuts, sorry, and yeah, I don't know what happened, but my stomach started to be a little bit iffy and funny. And then I think also it had something to do with, in the middle of the day, you know, here it was like 25 degrees I think, and it was quite hot and dry, so from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock it was quite hot, but that had sort of a part to play. But nutrition strategy was pretty on point, I felt. I was drinking a lot, I had tailwinds quite a lot as well, once for every aid station, and then lots of other drinks as well, like water. So I was really on point with that, and I was very happy with the way I managed that situation. But then, as I said, it came around to kilometer 50 and I was feeling a little bit less good. You can watch the race video, I do explain some things there that my stomach wasn't feeling great. At aid station 58 kilometers, at Gossol, it's a drop bag place. I got my drop bag, and look, I wasn't feeling that good, and I just decided to lie down on the concrete, on the tarmac outside, and just like close my eyes for a couple of minutes before, you know, eating or drinking or doing anything, just to let my stomach settle, because it felt like it was like lots. Not that it felt full, but it just felt like, you know, when you're running, and especially downhill, and it's going like this, it just felt like it was it wasn't helping. So lying down was a super nice thing for me to do. And actually, then I, you know, went and had some bread with some tomato paste on it, some more banana and melon and everything. Then I carried on out of the aid station and just walked for a bit, because, you know, I just wanted to let my stomach settle. And I walked all the way to the, pretty much walked, and maybe a little bit of running, to the next aid station. And there at kilometer 70, I was still like, I think also, you know, that at that point I'd been on my feet for 16 hours or something, or 14 hours, I can't really remember. And, you know, 15 hours in the mountains at around 1,900 to 2,500 meters. You know, there's less oxygen, you know, the accumulated fatigue. I just started also to like struggle when I was going up the hills for breathing. My cardiovascular system was like, you know, taxed, I mean, naturally. Yeah, and that started to play in my mind. You know, it's a normal thing. We did Lavaredo Ultra Trail with Emma, and kind of same thing happened to her, and I assured her that it was okay, and it was okay. And so aid station 70, I'll be honest, there I was ready to drop out. I was thinking about it, and I knew it was a dropout point, and that's the bad thing. I knew it was a dropout point, and I wanted to stop. That was it. I'd given up. I was just like, there's still like 27 kilometers, still 2,000 meters of vertical gain. I hope the wind is going to be okay on this. Sorry if it's not. And I was ready to drop. That was it. I was like, I'm not continuing. Yeah, but what I said, okay, well, what I'm gonna do is lie down here again. I got some cardboard that they had from like the bananas, and lay down on the floor for a little bit. Then went and got some vegetable soup, some bread. Just, you know, took my time. You know, I don't make any rash decisions. That's the thing I learned from last year. And I called Emma actually, and she just reminded me something, and she said to me, look, you know, because I said to her that, oh, this is like really hard. This is really hard work. I'm really finding this difficult and tough. And she goes, well, you know, from what you've been telling me, you know, well, I mean, she knows this, is the reason why I'm doing this is because it's hard work. It's a tough thing, you know, you have to train for it. It's something that you want to do, and it's something that, you know, the reason why you sign up for this is because it's hard work. And I was like, yeah, that is so true. The reason why I signed up and I do this sort of stuff, ultra running, is because I find it hard, and I want to push myself beyond limits that my mind creates. And yeah, it was like perfect kind of news, and I was just like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna walk out of this aid station. I put some new layers on, because now it was like completely dark outside. And I just thought, okay, well, just walk there at least. Funny thing was, I left the aid station, headlamp on, through the dark of the night, and I felt great. I had like a resurgence, like my whole body was like functioning. I was like, you know, running all the flat and the downs, and, you know, walking pretty quickly on the uphills, and I was just so like, yes, this is so good. I mean, this is amazing. And it was really nice to be in that dark night, alone in the middle of the mountains. You had no clue what was going on around you, and you're just this like small light in the midst of this, like, you know, imagine like just one small person just going up here. And yeah, I just felt so good and revitalized. It's amazing. But I think then come the very last big climb, I think going up to St. Jordi, I felt really great. And then for the last third of it, my stomach started to hurt again. I guess maybe you push your body and then it takes energy away from different parts, so it removes the energy from probably like the digestion or like that, and then it started to hurt again, and I actually started throwing up. I threw up like twice just on the side of the trail and just carried on because I was in the mentality of like, just get it done, let's keep moving. So I threw up a couple of times, but just carried on up. And at this time as well, bear in mind this is probably midnight or something, and I've been up since 5:30, woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, so I was a bit sleep deprived as well. That all plays a fact into it, and I think I could have probably fallen asleep at one point, just walking up, but I managed that bit quite well with the other aid stations. But anyway, long story short, as I said, I'm talking so much once again, but it was really that last climb was just, it's natural as well. It's like 35 kilometers in a marathon. Was really hard again, and my stomach was just hurting so much, and the last 8 or 10 kilometers back to the finish line are all downhill, and the problem I've been from about kilometer 40 with my stomach is when you're running downhill, it's like this, and it just hurt my stomach so much. But I just carried on, I motored through it. I thought, like, the quicker I get there, the quicker I finish. And there you go, that's all she wrote. I finished in 21 hours and 6 minutes and 26 seconds, I think it was. It wasn't the result that I was looking for, but sorry, that was the result I was looking for, crossing the finish line, because I'm super proud, super happy. Anytime you go into the mountains, it's unexpected, and 21 hours on your feet, 94 kilometers, 6,000 meters, the sleep deprivation, all those sort of things, that is like super amazing. I don't care, I'm not being egotistical or whatever, I'm very proud of that. But with all the training I do, the physical capability I know how I have within myself as an athlete, I know I'm way more capable of finishing that course and an event in 21 hours. I had hoped to do kind of 19. That was, even at 19 hours, that's still something that I think is like a very safety net goal, but I would really expect a lot more from myself. So yeah, it's a good experience. It's good to finish it. It's another one on the belt. It was an amazing day, an amazing scenery, and I'm very happy to have been a part of it and to be able to share maybe it with you if you've enjoyed watching it. And we'll continue to improve myself, push myself, and destroy limits that I have created in my mind. And I hope, as I said, you've enjoyed it. You're probably asking what's next. I'm not thinking about that right now. I'm just enjoying this moment, and I think that's what you really have to do, is enjoy the moment. And yeah, I really do appreciate all the support once again, and any comments of anything, just let me know down in the comment section down below, and really like to get back to you. But one thing I will just add on to this is when I was talking about what I think I'm capable of, how do I think I could improve? Well, I think longer days, some more longer efforts. I'm not necessarily saying in my training, but maybe doing just some races that I don't mind if I don't finish, or just get that experience more of working that your respiratory system on a constant long period of time, and then also obviously being in the mountains and at altitude is something that is very important when you're doing these type of races at altitude for a long time. So those are two things that I think that I need to improve on per se. But as I said, thank you very much for watching. I've been talking for long enough now. Have a great evening. See you.